And
I'm Jalicia.
And we are She Vibes. Come vibe with us. Hi guys, welcome back to She Vibes.
My name is Jalicia.
I'm Ann.
And I'm Brittney. Last week episode, we pretty much went into a topic about friendships, and me and Ann kind of left off pretty much telling each other about some things that happened in college that we didn't really get to tell each other back then.
Right.
We got a little emotional, but you know, we good. So pretty much we just thought this episode should be about college, our college experience. And we're gonna play a little game, kind of break the ice and talk about all the juicy stuff that went on in college, because I don't know about everyone else, but my experience was lit. Not one lit, but lit, okay?
Little tea for y'all.
So pretty much, when we come back from break, we'll just get into it.
Boss up, you know why? Right here.
Pretty much me and Ann had a little moment where where it was a little emotional, but we got through it, with the help of Jalicia, we could go get some tissues and everything.
I was like, I ain't never seen Brittney cry like that, so I'm
I'm an emotional person. I'm like, cry it out. It's okay to cry. No excuses, no apologize. No need to apologize. Just
you know how we are. But anyways, anywho, pretty much the school that I went to was SFA, Stephen F. Austin. Some of you would know that by the last episode. I graduated in 2015 with my bachelor's in accounting. Then I decided to go to an HBCU, Prairie View, you know, all that extra. Okay, so I went there to get my master's in accounting, and that's pretty much my path with college.
And so I went to I was crazy in my career. So I started off when I left high school. I went to Glenn College in Brenham, Texas. Very, very country. It was a huge culture shock. And then I left Glenn. I didn't graduate Glenn. I was going there for nursing. Yeah. And I went to nursing school in Houston, and that did not work out as well. And then I went to Lone Star Southfield College, where I moved back home. And then I finally graduated from there. So that's been my 3 different schools and 3 different experiences. So, yeah.
So I ended up going to SFA. Brittney, that's why I met her. I graduated 2016. My major was interior design, Bachelor of Science in interior design. So yeah, I mean, what would y'all rate y'all's college experiences?
I say, you know, for
1 out of
me,
10.
Overall, everything. Is that everything?
I say about an 8. I say about an 8 as far as speaking of blend, you know, just the experience going away, you know, partying, you know, meeting new people, not having to answer to anybody type thing.
Well,
I
every
got to wild
time
out. So.
everybody say partying when it comes to college. No, so how about school? Education though.
Right.
What about you?
Right there too.
Right. But you
What
know,
was your teachers, you know?
Yeah.
So. But mine's overall, SFA was, with everything, I say about a 6. Prairie View is about, I love Prairie View, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I love Prairie View. So I'm gonna give it a 10. Although I didn't party, but the school, the teachers, they really cared, so yeah.
I mean, for me overall, I would say 6.5.
6.5?
Yeah, 6.5. I mean, it was an adjustment. I just, you know, it served its purpose. I'll just say that. I mean, I didn't get too wild or anything, but you know, I went there and did what I had to do.
Yeah. And also, to me, it's like, why'd you go? You know, I didn't know what I was going for. You know, like when people ask, like, why did you go to college?
Right.
And just being honest, you know, it's your parents suggested you to, and you wanted to be the first graduate.
Right.
So I really just kind of went. And I knew that I was good in nursing. So I'm like, okay, go for nursing. But I
really didn't have a plan.
No, I just went and had fun.
At least she honest. She went to
new
have
environment,
fun.
so, you know, that's what you do.
Right.
I mean, for me, it was kind of like the same thing. Like, you know, hey, you're going to college, but it was never like forced on me. But it's like I really didn't have any idea what else to do after I graduated high school. So it's like, hey, might as well. So, yeah.
For me, it was a little different. I really didn't have a choice. Like when I was young, my dad would be like, around 5, what college you going to? Huh? You know, what you mean, what college I'm going to? I was just name stuff, you know, but he always like kind of instilled like you need to go to college to better your life, and all this, you know, all those things that we hear from parents and things of that nature. But we're going to get into detail about our experience with the game that we decided to play today after the break. So stay with us.
What are you doing here? Red Table Talk, the Estefans. Time to take the table to a whole new place. It's coming to Miami. 3 different women, 3 different generations. We're loud, we're proud. Let's go.
We're talking about relationships, love, sexuality.
Oh my gosh. We all know that you are fuerte. Yes, I'm a tough woman, but I'm very vulnerable.
Like muchas Latinas.
In order to move forward, you have to go to those places.
I like boys. I like girls. I like both.
Honesty will set you free.
We are putting all of that on the table.
Red Table Talk, the Estefans.
Be a part of the conversation.
Hey guys, welcome back. So, we're going to play a little game. It's kind of like a question and answer about, you know, our college experiences, you know, things that we went through. So, we all came up with questions just to, like, you know, facilitate, you know, the process.
Yeah.
So, who wants to go first or who wants to draw first?
I'll draw first.
Okay.
Hopefully it's something juicy. All right. Ooh. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. How did your friendships evolve from freshman to senior year?
That was the first one, huh? Oh, look, I'm about to answer your question.
All of our questions. Hey. So pretty much, it was all over the place, but let me start somewhere. So I went to SFA by myself. I didn't know a soul, not one person. But I decided to get away from Houston because I really wanted to get somewhere different, start over, and I really didn't. No offense, I didn't want to go with none of my friends from high school because I just knew like we were gonna just party and just f things up. Let me just say f some things up pretty much. Because right then I think we were just going out and just partying, just living free and not worrying about anything. Yeah. So for me, going to Stephen F. Austin by myself, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna be in a different space mentally. And it was kind of rough at the beginning. I think the first 2 weeks I really didn't know anybody. When it came to lunch, I would just grab my lunch from the student center and go straight back to my dorm. Yeah. I started, getting involved into a lot of different organizations and stuff like that, and going to, I think it was, what was that? 101 with the frats, frat 101 or something that. Yeah. So I went to one of those little meetings, and I saw one of like my competitors from high school because I used to step team. So we were at the same event, and then like we clicked. Me and Jasmine, we clicked, and she introduced me to some of her friends, and then freshman year I had my friends, little group, small little group. But of course, as the years went, by, everybody kind of went their own way. You start, I guess, getting into different groups and learning other people, different cliques. I think I was with, quote unquote, all the African girls, all the African people. I was with ASO, with ASO and stuff like that, and then everybody was like an accountant, so it was easy for me to relate to them. So I guess it all worked out at the end because these people are still in my life. We all go to trips with each other, and we just keep in touch. And then I met Ann, so yeah.
And what's ASO?
African Student Organization.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Some of those, yeah. So, how about you?
For me, freshman year, when I first got to SFA, I hated it. Like I said, I wanted to transfer. I'm going back to Houston. I don't like this little country town. Like it was too much for me. I'm a city girl. Cool. So, period. So I got there, but I did have a roommate. We did go to the same high school. We've known each other since like almost grade school. So like I knew her and a couple other people from my high school. So it was probably maybe like 6 or 7 of us. So it wasn't that bad, but it was like a big adjustment to like kind of like being alone and like meeting new people and stuff like that. So I'm just like, okay. So, I went through the motions over the years. I met people, from my major, through parties. Yeah, so it was kind of like a flex thing. Like the group was kind of small, and then it kind of grew in the middle, and then towards the end it kind of like
phased out.
Yeah, it phased out. The crew got smaller. But I feel like those were like the best people to be around at the time because we're still friends. So. I mean, friendships, college life, it's interesting.
Yeah, just know that the people you start with is probably not going to be the ones you finish with.
That's true.
That was kind of my situation when I went to Blend. I actually, it was not planned, literally, like, I'm not going to say half, most of the high school came to Blend because that was kind of closest to, if you didn't go to PV, then you would probably go to Blend and Brenham College Station or whatever. So my roommates, it was not planned, were actually people that I knew from high school. Mm-hmm. And people that I hung out with, and one of my closest friends at the time, me and her kind of, went down there together. And after a while, she left, and me, I make a lot of friends, y'all. So it was nothing new to find some, just get cool with somebody, and then, we're cool, and then they on some other stuff, and then I get a new friend, so, and then when I just left there, when I left Blend, let me see, I don't think I was cool with anybody that, yeah. So it was just the same friend that I, went to Blend with. Me and her stayed, friends, at that time, but,
yeah. Okay, let's go into our next question. There you go.
What?
Only makes sense.
How was party life on campus?
Ooh.
So I didn't start drinking
It's like
until
drink.
I went to Blend. I didn't start partying until I went to Blend. You okay?
I'm so sorry.
Like I'm not serious, like answering the question. Shoot. What else saying?
Blend.
Okay, yeah. So I didn't start drinking until I went to Blend. I didn't start partying until I went to Blend. So
No, you started drinking earlier, but go ahead.
Did I?
Yeah. Four Locos, you know when they came out, but you know that.
No, I did.
Yeah. Stop
I
it.
probably still.
Stop.
We didn't start drinking.
What? We was drinking Four Locos in high school. What you mean?
Okay,
Okay,
that
but keep
memory is
going.
gone.
Keep it going.
Probably confidently, and I see is when I started drinking, and then we, again, Brenham was like very small. It was country, so like we would party in like little hole in the walls or like little houses, like, and we just that was every weekend or something. It was not responsible to do what I did,
Right?
but yeah, again, it's to me, I don't take anything negative from it. Like, again, your freshman year, everybody knows. Not taking away from people that didn't bullshit, their freshman year, but can I say that? I'm sorry.
Bullshit. Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah. So
That's I know, but honestly, it's the same for me. Like, I blew my freshman year. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Completely blew it. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I was partying every day. We had something. From Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and sometimes Sunday. I was at every event.
I forgot that's when flyers were there.
What?
Oh, man.
All the flyers.
Everywhere.
All the flyers.
All
And
the
then
time.
the people I was hanging out with around that time. And see, that's why. That's why they know to phase your friends out throughout. But no, really, honestly, the people I was with party hard too. We always party. I think I met Ann at a party. That's how we met.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, that's all we did. All the frat parties, stoplight. Well, stoplight was the craziest party. It's like, biggest party on campus is stoplight. The Alphas always do a great party.
Yeah.
I really don't know about anybody else's party. I can't remember nobody else's party but the Alphas.
That's pretty much, that was like the main ones. Those
Yeah.
Parties, yeah.
And then we had the hole in the walls too. Like, we didn't really have like a real club since it was like a country town too. So I know how you feel about
Annex.
that. Annex. Yeah. Oh my gosh, we had the most roughest party one time at Annex. Who came out? Who was that came out? They got the party shut down. The cops and everybody was there. It was like one of those rappers, the Houston rappers. I cannot stand.
Was it?
J-Dog.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wait a minute, I
I
like
cannot
J-Dog. Watch
stand.
it.
No, the reason why I can't stand him because he got our party shut down.
Yeah,
Ever
okay,
since
okay.
J-Dog visit, we couldn't have another party at Annex.
Cause he was a hood rap. I mean, like.
Girl, you don't understand how
Yeah.
crazy that party was. But
I remember that, yeah. So for me, party life, I dibble and dabble a little bit. But freshman year, I didn't party at all because it was like, at all. I didn't go nowhere.
dang.
Freshman year was bad for me, to be honest. Like academically, all of that, it was bad. So I didn't go to parties. It was kind of like,
Okay.
I didn't want to like go by myself, but it was like I had my roommate that I knew and like a few people, but it was like I wasn't really comfortable with them, and it was like they didn't really want to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was just like, okay, like I'm not gonna go to a party by myself. So
Right.
sophomore year though,
What about sophomore year? Girl?
that's when I turned it up. I turned up sophomore year. I got a little wild, not too wild, but I was going to parties frequently, kickbacks, all of that.
The kickbacks, I forgot about those.
Oh yeah,
They were lit.
those were cool. Yeah, those were lit.
They were lit.
So towards senior year, I kind of balanced myself out with the parties. I didn't go too crazy, but yeah, freshman year I didn't party at all. Like that's kind of unheard of.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
I guess one of the questions is like, what was the purpose? Of course, to have fun, but were we looking for something in a party?
To drink, SFA.
To release.
I know, know, when people go party, they look for something like wanna, you know,
have a good time.
Honestly, it was for the turn up. What you mean?
I knew some people would go like to meet new people, like meet new men, to like converse with them, like, cause though we were in a small country, you know, so we didn't have like the outside. We had just, you know, us, and then we already kind of knew each other. Like, even the people that I didn't know, I know it was a lot of people from the southwest side area, you know, that, so everybody knew each other. So it was kind of go out, meet new people, and, you know, see, I know, whatever, men-wise, they want to see what's up. So,
well, you know, they always trying to see what was up back then, but like, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. So, next question. What is one of your favorite memories? For me, spring break 2015.
Spring break 2015.
That year, I went to Panama City, Florida, with like some other friends, not with people from our college, but friends from back home. Mm-hmm. That was when I really I was wilding out for real. Like I was, it was bad. I'm talking blackout. Yeah, ooh. Yeah. But it was so. That was like the most fun I've ever had, like ever. And then from that, I went to Austin. That's when I met you. Yeah. It was at Eve and Janice.
Yeah.
That was really fun. It was just like, you know, cool little weekend, hanging out in the city, listening to music. You know, it was just a really, really fun time.
Got invited to a few parties. It was fun.
That was like one of my favorite memories, like college memories.
Okay. I mean, honestly, I don't have a favorite memory, and I'm just thinking about it. I really don't. But one thing I could say is one moment that never like kind of left. It was like this one time. You know how everybody hear all these crazy stories before you go to college, like you need to find your limit. Never like that you need to find your limit, right? So yeah, you know. Okay, so listen to this. So I went to this party, not a kind of a party, and that day I was like, I'm going to drink until I find my limit. That was dumb, you know. I was like, girl, did I find it? Did I? Girl. Okay, well, anyways, I'm gonna tell you what I was drinking. All right, so we went to a party, me and some friends, and then I left. They were like, hey, we got some homeboys, something, let's go do a little kickback, whatever. So I went to the little kickback, homeboys there, whatever. You know, it is what it is. So they got a bottle of 1800. That's why I don't drink 1800 to this day. To this day, you cannot give me a shot of 1800. I don't want to smell it. I don't even want to see it, you know. So pretty much I was drinking 1800. About 6 shots in, I'm still... About 6 shots in, we still going back, and I'm looking at the guys. We're all in the, you know, the kitchen at this time. And, you know, they was like, never drink with guys. They can carry more liquor, you know. Yeah. But at that time, I was winning. I won. But the results, the after effect that I had to experience, it was crazy. But 6 shots in, I'm still going. He's like, I bet you won't do this. I bet you won't. Okay, I was dumb at that time. I'm just going to say I was dumb at that time. So I was still going. So we like 8 shots in, right? So my last shot, now I'm 9 shots in. They were like, I hate beer, right? I bet you won't chug this Coors Light. It's a tall can. Tall can of Coors Light. So guess what I did? I chugged the Coors Light, right?
Really?
I know. Look, y'all. Okay. So I'm like, woohoo. I'm thinking I'm just winning. Just live or whatever, right? So I left. They take me back to my dorm. Mind you, I stayed in an all-girls dorm. We had curfew. Past curfew, it doesn't even matter. So I make it in. I get up to the stairs. I took the elevators or whatever. Took the elevators up. I'm on the 2nd floor at this point, right? So I'm at the 2nd floor. I remember myself going into the restroom, like the stall. That's it. I can't tell you what else happened. The only thing I heard was like my roommate friend coming into the stall, and she was like, Brittney? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah. And then she's like, I was just like, you're so nice. I love you. You're so nice. You know, the drunk talk. I was just telling her, like, I just love her and all that extra and thank you so much and all of this, you know, because at this point, I'm slept in the stall. Just head over, you know? So they get me into the dorm, and then my roommate at the time, she was cool. Bless her heart, you know. She was so sweet. I woke up with a whole new outfit and my ponytail on the top of my head like this. I was completely blacked out. I couldn't go to class the next day, so I don't advise any of y'all out there to do this. Do this on like a Saturday maybe, not the day before you gotta go to class. So yeah, that's it for me.
Let me see, what was mine? And then I forgot to mention, so when we didn't party and Brennan went to Prairie View, so I think the best party I went to out there, because that was probably my favorite memory, because all of us from Glen went, was the Baby Dome party.
Mm-hmm.
The Baby Dome party.
What's that?
The party's in the Baby Dome. The Prairie View. That's your school.
But I was on the, different campus. I was in the master's program. I was thinking about partying.
Go ahead, flex for him.
Right, excuse me. But it was parties in the Baby Dome at that time, and the Baby Dome in the Q Club. So when we would go party out there, that's when we just, cut up and all in all, we cut up. We didn't go back to school till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, sneaking in. It was, so mine was partying. Again, it was the experience of going. It wasn't nothing else. The partying.
Okay.
So.
Makes sense.
All right, guys, that's the end of the question game. Feel free to comment and input your responses to our questions, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back to She Vibes. We've basically been talking about our college experiences throughout this podcast. And so I guess the closing question that we're going to ask is, how did college impact all of us? So I'll start with Ann. How did college impact your life?
For me, it kind of showed me how to handle certain situations with people, in groups, and also by myself. It taught me a lot about just going for it and doing what you have to do, because sometimes at the end of the day it's just going to be you and you just have to handle it. So I feel like now it impacted me in like a, I guess, a positive way, but also kind of like gave me insight into like what the actual world is like, you know, going into my career, meeting new people. So I feel like it definitely played a hand in how I am as a young adult today.
Right. I think the friendships that I gained, like I said earlier, I hung out with a lot of African women. You know, it got me closer to my heritage and just gave me a lot of insight on like who I am and just us empowering each other and sharing our knowledge and things of that nature. Like the things I learned in college from these different women that I was with, I would say helped shape who I am today. It's questions that was asked, that was thrown out there that I feel like if I wasn't in college, that nobody would have had those questions or challenged me to think in those certain ways. So overall, I say that mentally, it changed me and it changed my outlook on life and got me to really just want to dig within and just find out like who I am, where I came from, those things. But also, all in all, it taught me how to be nasty nice to different people.
That's a big one too. Listen.
You gotta learn how to be nasty nice to these people,
cute.
okay? Especially in the work field and dealing with different groups and different backgrounds. You just thrown in a group with different people, you know. So it really taught me how to handle myself within the working field and things of that nature. But yeah.
I say like that's I almost don't like saying that for me. You know, like, but for me, like, see now it sounds funny. And it's not a joking matter, but I always say I didn't learn anything from college. Like I didn't know like what was going on till like after, like years after I graduated. Like again, I went to college. It was to me, everyone was an experience. Like it was a learning lesson, and I guess if you want to put it that way, it's just. I just learned more and more about me and my negative traits, my positive traits, my weaknesses, my strengths, but it wasn't nothing like super major that I say I took from college, let alone, you know, after it's a different story, but college I didn't take anything, you know. Okay, welcome back to She Vibes. We just wanted to mention one topic that's 100% relatable today, like everyone is talking about, and it was a guy, forgive me, I forgot his name, mentioned that there was not a lot of black people to pull from. What was it from him to?
Yeah, limited black pool.
Yeah.
Limited. Goddamn. Limited pool of black people to recruit from.
Right. So I guess when we're, you know, in the wake of like what's all going on with the racial thing, it's, you know, I always say we have to be careful when we read those, you know, topics, because again, what is he like? What is he talking about? Like, where is he pulling this information from? What pool is he looking from? You know, like we, you know, because we're sensitive now to like when people say like, oh, black people, you know, don't have, you know, they're stupid or they're this and that it's like when we read those headlines, it's like, oh, we get upset or we feel some type of way. So I'm just saying the question is, you know, where is he looking? You know, what is he talking about? So
my thing is he's not looking. It's just the headline itself made me like raise my eyebrow, because it's like I feel like there's no statistics out there would even validate what he said, because if you want to look at it, there's more black women who's getting degrees. We're the highest in getting all these degrees, and for the people who, you know, love to say it's about experience and this, whatever, but if you look at the statistics, we're winning right now. So I don't know where this limited pool of black talent come from, or what he's talking about.
I mean, yeah, I don't really agree with that statement. Like, there's a limited pool of people. Like, I feel like there's people that are out there that are qualified, more than qualified, but then again, they're overlooked
a lot of
because of race, obviously, or if, you know, with the whole job screening process, like, they can even judge you by your name. So it's kind of like there's ways that they can get around it without actually, you know, saying what it is. Like, oh, we don't want black people. Like, so I don't know.
And overall, the thing is, he wants to try to recruit more black people.
Right.
But to make that statement, and then it lets me know that you're really not looking. And then on top of that, some of these positions that you have, like these little teller positions, they ask for 5 years of experience with a high school damn diploma or whatever, right? But if I'm coming to you and I'm fresh out of college, I have a bachelor's degree, that lets you know that I'm serious, that I actually put in the hours, put in the work, that I'm able, you're able to coach me, you're able to train me on whatever it is that I need to. That lets you know right there. But to say there's a limited pool of black people,
because I also say some people that are capable or have experience, do they know his platform exists? Some people don't know the platform exists, so it's like, of course, maybe he can make those statements, because who knew about him before the statement? You know, people that, whatever career, whatever he's looking for, you know, we don't know what platform he's looking at. Again, like, we just don't know. Not taken away from other women that has degrees or that did this, is they're not able to maybe have the finances to, you know, if he had a program or something. Like, we just don't know.
I don't know. I think they need to change the hiring managers, and they need to change the way they recruit.
Right.
Like, they need to go back to the drawing board and figure that out. Because I know when the screening process, I know they try to, let's say all of us had the same degree. We all went into there. So it's kind of like, what else can separate us? Then they start looking at your credit. They start looking at everything else to try to, like, you know, find the best person to fit that, you know, the image. So, yeah. But all in all, they just need to do better.
When we see those type of things and it affects us in, you know, a certain way, it makes us feel some type of way, you know, we always have to go back within ourselves and say, okay, do you know that you're qualified, you know, within yourself, that you're mentally capable of doing what he has to offer and then more. So again, just, you know, reminding you to, you know, go within yourself, you know, and ask yourself those questions, so that when people make those statements, that it won't affect you in, you know, a way that you have to ask yourself.
Catch She Vibes on Boss Up Houston Network.